On to our live stream here. It's Monday, July 19th, 2020. 2021. It's so weird to say that. What is up, everybody? Alright. Last night was a bad night for me. Not because of the simul. I did a simul as I do every Sunday night, but I'm usually very tired after simuls, and last night we had this terrible like torrential rain thunderstorms in the middle of the night, so I really didn't want to stream today. I slept like only half the night last night due to the rain making so much noise, and it's a disaster. But here we are. Schieberspieler, good morning. What's up with you? Astrobate's not here, but you're here. What'd you do with him? Bring him back. What about yourself? Are you streaming this week? I saw the results of the Hungarian rap championship. Bala Gimre was the winner. He had like 11 out of 13 or 11 and a half. He's really good. Really good in Blitz and Rapid. Specialist. Alright, guys. Yeah, Sumahair is challenging. Snuggles the Snail, welcome. So I feel awful today. I woke up at like 5 o'clock, actually before 5, because the rain was like pouring down on my roof. And it's so rare, those kind of storms that are in the late night, early morning. I'm going to cancel this challenge. Rated 5-3 doesn't quite fly. I don't do rated 5-3 or rated anything. So we got Sumahair 5+3, guys. The casual 5+3 challenge, the only time control I'm accepting. Hopefully I'll get through the day today. But my tournament starts tomorrow. I'm gonna get a good night's sleep tonight. What's the opening for tomorrow? Yeah, I don't think they've drawn lots for the players yet, so there's no way to know who we're playing and what color tomorrow. I don't like it when tournament organizers do that. They like draw ahead of time. Rigo used to do that. Oh, tomorrow. Yeah. But it's Grunfeld exchange variation. I had a coffee, but it wasn't enough. I need like a triple coffee today. I do not do well with waking up at like 4:45 in the morning. I did go back to sleep for like an hour. Man, how many games have we had in this now? Alright, I'm feeling most comfortable with C5, but let's try Castle. And then this is not really my usual approach. C5 would again transpose to a variation I've played before. Yeah, the rating average almost my rating, so scoring 50% is not bad. Slowly decline into FIDE Mastership. I have to aspire for more, but yeah, I need to score like plus. The rating average for my tournament is like probably 2305 or something. I need to score like +1. Yeah. Alright, we should be able to manage it. But, you know, there's a lot of younger players, except for a few. I mean, a 50% result is okay. I shouldn't do worse than that. I haven't played since last October, though, which is kind of crazy. That's probably the longest I ever didn't play a tournament game. So we've been here before. It's like whatever move order you use against Sumahair, you end up in the same position. He's got this all-inclusive, the all-inclusive repertoire. Always transposing the same position. I really should sit down and like try to find the exact best move order for what he does here, but Queen c2 in the Panov is a little unusual. Well, maybe not. There are some lines where you do that in a different structure. Takes on c4, brings his pieces out, so that doesn't seem right. h6 is okay. We played that before. Knight c6 I played before. Knight c6 seems right. Do you, sir, consider yourself a defensive player? That's a very overly simplified question. I don't really think about myself like that. The chess is too complicated to consider yourself a defensive or an attacking player. For absolute beginners, that might be a thing, but the game is just too complicated. It totally depends on the position. I try to play aggressively. I wouldn't call myself a defensive player. I wouldn't call myself either. You know, I think I'm moderate, correct and moderate in style. Rook d1. I'm a moderate. Queen a5. No, he's got bishop f6 now. Knight e7 would be a funny move. Bishop takes c3, no. b6, no. h6. Okay, h6 is fine. I'm a libertarian. No, I'm not really. I'm just kidding. Sorry, guys. I'm a little bit groggy today. I was woken at 4:45 in the morning by horrible storms, and I did manage to get back to sleep. But Sunday nights are the worst because of my simuls. It's like the night I need the most sleep. I feel like bishop h4 is critical there. Bishop f6 is playable, but it's probably not threatening. So I think that's a mistake. I mean, what am I going to do after bishop h4? It's not as easy. You release the tension by exchanging. Not that white's position is in any danger necessarily. I think we almost had this exact position before. But I don't really understand what I'm going to do. I mean, am I going to play g5? Is g5 a real move there? Like bishop h4, g5? And I would say it's equal. It almost looks like a French exchange variation with c4. It'll be a different structure though. This pawn would be back here. So bishop f5 just develops for the sake of developing. But I do have bishop g4. Bishop g4 castles, bishop f3, knight d4. What does he do after bishop g4? Bishop g4 a3. It's not my only move. I mean, I could play like bishop f5, rook e8, bishop f5, queen b3. Actually, bishop f5. With the idea of rook e8, it does look kind of interesting. Again, I apologize if I'm not really myself today. Here raining since 12 hours. Well, here it rained all night from like 4 in the morning till 9. But it's horrible when you live like on the top floor with windows that are being trounced by pouring rain. Should have thought of that when I bought my apartment. Right, so he's just staying close to that. He's staying close to that bishop on e2. Staying close. So now we shift to a new dimension. Dimension of the dimension of defense. No, dimension of kingside attack. Dude, like, he's so fast, though. Dude, like... Guys, we're gonna stream for like 2 hours. Blitz, 5+3 casual. If I can stay awake. Tomorrow I start an over-the-board tournament, my first since last October. So I won't be streaming much this week. I think we're going to try to stream Wednesday and Friday mornings, just to keep a little bit of streaming up. I am playing every afternoon for the next 9 days. Excel Poker. I'll send a message to the team when I have the link for the tournament. Tuesday will be a tournament. I won't be here on time, but won't be streaming. I'll be playing over the board, but we're hosting, and Sheepersfielder was asking, we're hosting a thematic, for the team there's a thematic Grunfeld exchange variation Blitz tournament. I might be able to get back in time to watch the end of it. It looks like. We're active. I didn't see any wins. So I've got the very powerful dark square bishop here that's unopposed. I do have bishop f4 type of ideas, but I don't know, that that does anything. Bishop f4, queen d3. Rook takes e2. I guess I could play queen d6 there. He just dropped a piece. Panic. Panic mode. We had pressure, but I'm not sure White was losing. Alright, we got 5 challenges. So Mohammed challenged me to correct time control. Derivative goal is a subscriber. Excel Poker, also a subscriber. So I do take the challenges from subscribers. Man, there was this troll who there's some troll spammed mine, not spammed, but they harassed me on my YouTube channel, complaining that the subscribers get too good treatment on my stream. Dude, that's how I make a living. Are you serious? Alright, troll. No, I don't know who it was, but Mohammed is not a subscriber. Druv Goal and Excel Poker I'll play first. Then we'll take Mohammed, Nick, and Dr. Peppermint. Dr. Peppermint? 2401. 2401. Wow. Alright. If they're still here, But these guys are subscribers. Appreciate it. Every little bit helps. If you subscribe to my Twitch stream, it helps me to exist and continue to exist. Do appreciate that. Because I don't work outside of chess. Chess is my job. So subscribing to my YouTube channel is to my Twitch. I'm sorry, I'm just not awake. All right, Queen B6. Subscribing to the Twitch helps me to stay alive and exist. Queen B6. Anyway, guys, didn't sleep well last night after a tough simul. So Sunday nights usually are rough. I find it hard to rest after my mind is like really going full speed in the simul. It's hard to wind down after playing the 25 board simuls, so it's particularly hard to go to sleep Sunday nights. And then I had this rainstorm. It was a disaster. This will be my last stream for a little while. We'll be back maybe on Wednesday morning. But I will miss streaming on Tuesday night. We will host a tournament anyway. Goblin Pawnshop. The simul was okay. I resigned one game because one guy was playing Bullet against me, who's repeatedly done that. But do I exchange here? I lost to someone on sound in a bad game. Do I exchange here on D4? I feel like that's a mistake. The C3 is a not a theoretical move. Speaking of defensive style, that's a defensive style move. But how bad can it be? Bishop C4. I guess I have to develop my pieces. But I don't mind. This looks alright. Mathematically, black has to be okay here. Mathematically speaking, black is alright. I don't like blocking my white scarred bishop, but where would it have gone anyway? He takes out the knight with his white scarred bishop. Baby. And now he just goes there. I think I should take now. Wow. I thought you were really going to play the bishop e3 on me. Computer might say bishop e3. I don't know about that pawn on b2 though. Maybe it's objectively incorrect. Right. So, if queen a4 check, whatever, I guess I need to develop. Black slightly better. Simul lost 2 games, 10 draws. There were too many draws. I wish I had more time to do like 5-hour Simul. Like it would be if you did like a really over the board Simul. Like I can imagine, like back in the day I played some over the board Simuls. And just thinking about it now, the last one I remember against the human player, obviously a grandmaster, when I was participating in a simul, like a real one over the board, I mean, it must have taken at least 5 hours. In fact, like, because it's like there's no clock in the real simuls necessarily. I think it was like that long. We started at like 6 and finished at 11. So if I could, I would do like a 5-hour simul, ideally. You know, that would be awesome. Then I would definitely have enough time. Everyone would have enough time. I wouldn't be rushed. But it's just a lot of time. So unfortunately, we have to do these 3-hour simuls where time becomes a huge factor. I wish it wasn't like that. Oh man, what's up, bro loser? Goblin Punch Up got a sub from Mr. Sohan. Yeah, he's not usually here in the mornings. We've got a slight advantage, similar to last game. So guys, tomorrow, I'm still going to host. I'm going to set up the tournament tonight. At 4. Reminds me of last game somehow. Some weird sort of way. You're not gonna play F5 on me. That's just too strong for white from attacking perspective. You meant the tournament. Oh no, it's Blitz. 5+3. Blitz this week. Grunfeld exchange variation. Themed tournament. We both have like horrendous bishops. These are like matching bad bishops. I like Prem. He's like, this pawn structure is very rarely seen nowadays. Especially in my games. A symmetrical sort of F4, F5. Dutch. You can't copy all my moves, come on. Blundered. He blundered a pawn. He was copycatting my plan, like bishop f7, trying to get the bad bishop out. I'm just devastated. If I like lose 2 hours of sleep, it's ridiculous. No, we're not doing takebacks. Alright, no takebacks. So, I don't know, is everyone else that sensitive? Like, I don't sleep, I miss 2 hours of sleep and I feel like I want to die the next day? Is that normal? Excel Poker has been beating on me lately. Alright, we also, yeah, so he's the only other subscriber. I just feel awful if I miss a couple hours of sleep. We've had like extensive bad weather here for the last week. What is this? Check Benoni. Are you one of those people that does the... You do that new... No, classical check Benoni. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The knight d7, knight f8, this stuff. Somebody else we played. Wasn't it Aldisto? Aldisto hasn't been around. No, f5's not a good plan in this opening for black. Astrobate's not here. He could tell you about that. You don't want to be playing f5 when you have a weakness on the e4 square. It's not the King's Indian, Prem. That's what Asterbate used to do. He would just like lose the game the same way every single time. Where white has total domination of the e4 square. Black can't play that plan here. It doesn't matter where your knight is. You can't play for f5 because you lose control of the e4 square. The check Benoni is not the King's Indian. That can be a problem in the King's Indian too. The check Benoni is just not, it's not a real opening. I mean, it's just not a good opening for black. It's just a bad line. I mean, no grandmasters play this opening for real. You got some lower level ones that might, you know, but you got players who'll play it occasionally, but no one would ever, like, the repertoire is the check Benoni for black. It's really bad. h4. Del Poker seems to be some kind of bullet player. He's gotten notably stronger. In the beginning, he didn't do that well against me, but lately he's been unbeatable since he came back to my stream. Big improvement. h5, knight h8. I mean, I don't know. This is sort of perverse setup for black. f4 doesn't work. I don't know, man. You're like spamming the chat, Prem. It's hard to concentrate against a player who's this fast and then answer questions. Yeah, I mean, I'll get to your 13th post. You have a lot of coffee this morning. Actually, it's probably later there. Maybe rook a3. It's like playing Paschall. Paschall style. Unbeatable. Black is impenetrable fortress. It's like playing the former world champion. I haven't been able to beat this guy in the last 5 games we played. I don't know, he seems like super strong. It's pretty daunting, actually. I mean, it seems like he's underrated at 2330. Should be more like 2500. Now he has a plus score against me. I don't think it's impossible to break through. He's basically unbeatable at 2330. I don't know too many people that can play like this in the Czech Benoni and bullet chess. That's kind of unusual. Usually people who play bullet chess are playing like open positions. I can try to break through with f4, but there's a lot of risk involved with that. I just don't see how I can win. It's a really boring position too. If I had more time, maybe I could try. I just hate playing closed positions. Yeah, I mean f4 though, it's like he's gonna lock down the e5 square for the rest of the game if I do that. f4 is very, very risky. He basically wins control of e5 and then he sticks a knight on e5. If I play a5, right now I have to contend with the b file. I can probably, set up a5 eventually, but I just don't have time. So let's just see. Final position, my advantage is very small. The engine thinks I was better, but yeah, show me how to break through. 2+2 here. Oh, he hung a pawn? What? Oh, that's crazy. He hung his b6 pawn. Still not that easy though, because I would actually lose control of the b file here. This is pretty annoying. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but I didn't really pay attention carefully. You know, it's funny, he almost seems like he hung it on purpose. But it's very hard for me to negate this. I'm just going to be sitting there. How do I, defend this B file? Not that easy. Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird opening. We went up to a move. Amazingly, we went up to move 9, and there's Suniberg and Kasanovic, who are both GMs, have played this position with black. I think that it's garbage for black, but it's hard to break it down, you know. So I played what Brynell did, and he played. Sundberg Hansen is a decent grandmaster from Denmark. Bishop d7, and now Brynell did like bishop here, trying to play bishop a4, but I'm not sure that's the right plan. Objectively, it's very hard to break through. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to break through here. How about h5? Push, my intuition is h5 too early. The computer hates my move g4. When did I play h5? Well, black's potentially can play bishop there. If you don't play h5, we gotta do something. Maybe knight d2. Yeah, I mean, I can just hang out and play knight d2. And then like knight f6, f3 or something. Then he has this. It's not easy. White is better. Maybe I shouldn't play h5 right away. Give him the g5 square, but it's still like hard for white to come up with a plan. Alright. Nick. Why did Nick disappear? If he plays a5 as a draw, yeah. That's right, that's why the a5 break. Very likely it's like no way for either side to break if he goes a5, if I don't go a5. Yeah, no, I think the Prem is probably right. You know, probably I shouldn't play h5 too early, but anyway, it's hard to break through. I'm gonna play something different. I can't do the. Why do you exchange there? It's kind of unusual exchange move order. All right, it's okay. No big deal. It's normal. Now we have a normal position. Just committed to early knight f3. Not everyone likes to play that way. Bishop takes f6 unprovoked. Why? That's why, to play d4 apparently. Interesting. Interesting. So what happens if bishop g4? I don't play the Queen's Gambit with black much. I mean, c6 would transpose to a normal type position. I don't think bishop g4 is that great, really. a5. a5, b5, so anyway. c6. Not really sure what I'm supposed to do. I know with white I typically don't like allowing this pin. But I guess it's probably okay for him. The bishop f6, b4. Huh. Very positional. I lost the last 2 games against him, which were both extremely unpleasant. The last time I blundered. Yeah, I just don't feel good today. Last night was a nightmare. It's like torrential rain for 5 hours and you can't sleep. I need like rain canceling headset. Then I've got to work all day today, which feels great. Alright, anyway, enough complaining. Played that very quickly. Now b5. Seems like an unusual move. Arsenal. So, right, what do I do? g6 would take away my retreat. This is a strange position. What am I supposed to do? Knight g6 doesn't make sense. g6. Well, I can play g6. I'm going to have to exchange on f3. Ultimately, I have to play c6 at some point. Maybe put my bishop on d6 and hang my d5 pawn. This is weird. Again, I'm not really used to playing the black side of the Queen's Gambit, so I don't feel too comfortable here. c5, helping his minority attack. I mean, I don't know, ultimately I'm going to have to do something. Knight e6, perhaps. But it doesn't really do anything. Where is my knight going? Funny, I never would have considered playing that move with white b5. Check the game afterward with the computer. It looks like unnecessary. Wouldn't be my first choice. You basically stopped me from playing c5. What's the point of b5? I wouldn't think that would be really beneficial. You've already done your job there. So I don't know what I'm supposed to play. Maybe bishop h5. Just try to trade off his good bishop or something. This is unpleasant. White's just better. I don't even know what did I possibly do wrong. Like, I made no mistake. It's a totally standard position. And white's just like better after bishop f6, b4. Strange. He just like voluntarily exchanged his bishop on f6. They haven't lost 7 moves. Yeah. Retired like Kasparov. The comeback kid. It's like watching an old boxer come back. As I said, he should have just stuck to his like silly like matches with Nigel Short or something. The thing is, he didn't do so bad when he went. He didn't do so bad when he went previously to St. Louis and participated in those things, which are basically the same thing. If you think about it, I mean, it's not like the first time Kasparov has done this. He did the St. Louis ones, and that wasn't that long ago. It's not a totally new concept. But I mean, it may just be a case of the dude just doesn't play at all, is what it feels like to me. Maybe he just doesn't play, period, much at all. That would explain it. E4. Not a problem. Wade is playing pawn structure chess. He threw the games like he did with Deep Blue. Nah. The payoff just isn't there. Like, I don't think of Kasparov as someone who would normally throw a game ever, but it was like the Deep Blue thing was this like one of the biggest companies in the world with everything to gain. They could have offered him a massive amount of money secretly. The incentive was there. Massive amounts of money. C5. And White's played perfectly. Perfect positional play by White. Kind of strange methodology, though. I've never in my life played a b for b5 like that. Without black having played c6. Talent is enough. Yeah, not anymore. I don't know, man. That's a really bad result. You would think like just his presence would be enough to scare even the good players. They're not intimidated by him whatsoever. It's kind of amazing. You'd think like those young grandmasters would be a little intimidated by Kasparov as a legend, and they just could care less. Couldn't care less. Calmly found knight c5, which I didn't even see. This is just too perfect for White. literally perfect. Did I miss an opportunity there? Dude, it's like too much now. How does he even find these moves so fast? He just totally freaked out. I was under immense pressure the whole game to just hold on, and then it just fell apart in time pressure. White's playing the opening. There's no games from this position. What? It's so weird. So check this out. There are literally 41, 50 plus games from this position, which should be fairly standard. Van Bailey, Volkov, Krasnikov, Volkov. Nobody's played bishop takes f6. Computer probably doesn't want to play bishop f6. I mean, he gives up a bishop. He loves bishops. He played that like instantly. It's kind of annoying. Bishop takes f6, bishop f6, and then b4. And both people did what I did, but it looks like it's a mistake. c6 transposes to something, probably. But a6... a6 makes a bit more sense. Let's see, a4. Again, c6 would probably transpose. This is way better. I mean, I could take on b5. Uncle of Manuel. Uncle of Manuel asked random question. The random question of the week. What is I Am Ron Burnett known for? Ronald? Well, I'm not the expert on Ronald Burnett. We've only played a couple times, but I would have considered Ronald to be a quintessential positional player. He's a disciple of Nimzovich. Extremely strong in Nimzovichian style play. Not a tactician, really. Very strong positional player. Great player. He was over 2,500 USCF in his prime. Very tough. Similar to me, probably peak strength. We're very close in terms of playing strength, probably. No, I would say he's not a tactical player. But it's not so easy to classify people like that, you know. It depends on your perspective. All right, this was interesting. Bishop takes f6. Surprised me. Goblin Pawn Shop. No, but the thing is, as I say a lot, it's always like, you know, you're judging people by using yourself as like a measurement or something. You ask a tactical player, you know, they're going to be biased in one direction. It depends on who you're asking. You got to find a really objective player to ask the question about people's styles. I just know, playing Ronald a few times, that you could feel his style. He's a Nimzo Indian kind of player. We had some tough battles. I think we played just twice. Why am I playing the Benoni? We had two very tough draws that I remember. That were fighting games. Now E takes. Maybe I'll play this way. If you're gonna take that way. This is a Franco Benoni, I guess. IVYM, welcome back. Astrobate, did you oversleep, man? I had a bad night last night. Rain here kept me awake. Well, it woke me up in the middle of the night, couldn't go back to sleep. I feel pretty crap today. Some people, it's no big deal. They sleep like 6 hours a night, and that's completely enough. I just like, I have to get 8 hours of sleep, or I feel like I'm gonna die. Now Bishop G5, I don't really like this here. Looks like a bad situation for Bishop G5. So H6 is not the same as last game. Rain in the desert, nice. But you guys have droughts. They need the rain in the southwest. There are these people that claim that older people need less sleep. I would always hear that. I'm like, whoa, yeah, that's not how it's working for me, man. That's what they always would say. That is not happening. If I miss like 2 hours of sleep, I feel like I missed half the night. Goblin Pawn Shop. It's a funny name. Bishop D3. Don't like that move. You're a bad person. Trying to hurt me. I guess this was my plan, but I don't really like my position either. I don't know what got into me playing the Benoni, though. Goblin Pawn Shop plays a mean opening. You're at that age where I sleep. Man, Astrobate, how do you do it? You just fall asleep when it takes you out. But I hate that feeling of like falling asleep, like on the bus or, you know, just on the couch. I can't do that. There was this guy who used to come to our chess club in Boston, and he would always just like sleep at the chess club, like sitting in the chair. I was like, how do you do that? Just sleep anywhere. It could be diabetes too. Maybe he was diabetic. I don't know. But he would just sleep wherever. We're like, hey dude, wake up. So I've got chess tournament tomorrow. We're going to host a Tuesday tournament. I'm going to set it up later today. I got a note right here. Tuesday tournament, Grunfeld exchange variation, thematic. Got another hour to play Blitz if I stay awake that long. Queen f6. No. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't complain about Goblin Pawnshop's play. You say that he plays solidly, I agree. Maybe exchanging too many pieces here doesn't leave white with much advantage, but he's certainly not worse. You got a what? You're heading to work now. Man. Guys, all next week I'm playing in a tournament. 9 days straight. The rounds are starting Tuesday. My last round on the 28th will be in the morning. 20th to the 28th of July. 1 round a day. It's nice to do something different though. I'm going to miss streaming. You want to anchor the bishop on d4, but knight pops back to e2 or b5. Arsenal giving insights in his thought process. His Benoni thought process. He always did have games like that against me where his dark square bishop was active. We had a couple games just like that. See, this is an evil positional move. But you know, maybe Magnus Carlsen could squeeze out a win here for black based on white being slightly overextended. There's also the Karpovian bishop e8. That's really sick. Bishop e8. I don't think I should do that though. No, I think we take on c3. We damage his pawn structure. I don't know if Arsenal would approve. But I don't have a better plan really. He hung a piece. This is the only reason why Goblin Pawnshop is 1600. He makes tactical mistakes. Your opening was good. Gotta think about tactics more. White has basically no losing chances here. Very solid position. Computer wants to play rook takes. What? I did play rook takes. Really need to wake up. Right. Rook e1. Bishop d7. I thought this was okay. Damn, I missed the move. Arsenal would have seen it. God. Sometimes I'm just not thinking attack enough. The other thing is that I'm not really playing the Benoni. I just missed queen h4. It just feels too easy. White probably has to sack the exchange there or something. Damn. So bishop f5 is a blunder. g3, shoring up the dark squares. It should be a draw, objectively. White traded too many pieces. I don't like bishop g5. See, here's a game with good players. Campora versus Sabalo, 1981. Bishop g5 is wrong because you're trading your good bishop, or likely will trade your good bishop, for a non-pin. You know, objectively, like, bishop d2 is a much better move than bishop g5. What you don't want to do here with white is trade pieces. That's why Campora played h3. Classic. Bishop f1. So he could play bishop d3, for example, here. Trading pieces. I don't mind this exchange as much, though. You know, that's your bad bishop. Actually, I mean, I would very much consider bishop d3 if I was white there. But you don't want to trade off like, what is your good bishop? Your central pawns are on white squares. Your dark square bishop on g5. I think that's a mistake. The 100 Club. An Arsenal fan. And VSGM. $700 Club. God, I miss American television, right? Religious evangelical TV shows. The 100. +1. Yeah, I should analyze the games a little more. This probably would be a better feature if I would do that. I try to get to as many games as I can, but honestly, like sometimes I watch Mustache Chess, and one thing I like that he does is he'll analyze his games in between games, which is more constructive than just playing game after game. I should try to do that more myself. So you got to reverse the reverse Marshall attack, Marshall defense reversed. Not a very good opening for white, objectively. Oh, the 100. Reminds me of someone else that used to play on my stream. There was another hombre play this against me. Someone sent me a hate mail. I followed you, now please accept my challenge. Send me a payment on PayPal. No, I'm just kidding. This is passive though. C3 and knight d2. I was actually expecting knight c3. So white setup is essentially extremely passive now. Passive aggressive. Man, I want to know why I bought an apartment with windows, with skylights on the top floor. I have to be able to sleep at night. This is driving me crazy. What are you supposed to do? How do you sleep with like rain pouring down and making noise at night? It's a disaster. Am I too sensitive? This is kind of disappointing though. I'm letting him off the hook here. I just wasted the tempo with like queen d7. Light blocking curtains. It's not the light that's the problem, it's the sound of the rain when it rains. The light is another thing. I can deal with the light. You can't make the sound of rain go away though. I mean, a little rain would be like an Amazon rainforest, you know, like no problem, it's soothing or whatever. But it's like torrential rain, like pounding on the window. What was I thinking when I bought an apartment like that? Just didn't occur to me, like how annoying that would be. F5. Do we want to weaken our king side? I don't want to do it. So basically, alright, I guess I'll play F5. You sleep with headphones. Yeah, but you better have comfortable ones. Yeah, maybe I have to find some kind of noise canceling headphones that are like super comfortable. But I'm not sure that anything would blot this out. High quality noise canceling headphones may be the only solution, if that works at all. Being a chess player just makes you too sensitive to noise. It's a disaster. Who is this guy? The 100. He's 1300 bullet, 1900 rapid, and then he's got a brand new account. No, 500 games. Perfect play. The martial defense reversed. White is slightly better. TD Bear. TD Garden. I have like cotton balls in my ears. Like desperate. Create a wall. A wall of pawns. Pawn wall. I don't understand how people can sleep like 5 hours a night. They claim that Bill Clinton slept like 5 hours a night when he was president. Dude, that's impossible. How could you function as president of the United States and sleep like 5 hours a night? I just don't believe that. Maybe that's the secret. Arsenal fan. WJ Liv says you pray for 5 hours. That's how long it takes me to fall asleep. I'm literally sitting there praying for 5 hours that I fall asleep. Who is this character? WJ, thank you. You think that Bill Clinton's secret was taking cocaine? I don't know. It wouldn't work for me, though. I'm very sensitive to stimulants. Nope, not gonna do that. Coffee, that's enough for me. G4. Who is this guy? He's like a master positional player. Oh, he hung his A pawn. Can I even take that? Why not? You better take it. Better take it while the taking is good. Bishop d4. Okay, I have king b5. Not king d5. Rook d7 check. That's only a draw. Though I objectively would be happy with a draw here. Given the crap position I had out of the opening, I was just worse. Amazing how I screwed up such a harmless opening with black. WJ, I hope you're doing better. I just had one bad night. But it's like Sunday night is the one night I can't afford to not sleep. It's literally a disaster. Any other night would be fine. Look at that. He knew about that trick. There's gotta be a way to get in there. Just a draw. There may have been a way I was winning. With the rooks on. Here, earlier. Then again, it might have been a perfect game by both sides. It's weird. Peter said I was clearly better. Okay, maybe I was. Then I immediately threw it all away. I thought I was in trouble earlier, though. I was never really worse. It's weird. He's got two bishops here. Alright. I thought I was worse. Computer doesn't think so. And it's just like a dead draw. Pretty much. From move 21. Nothing. Waited 11 CPL and I had 12 for the whole game. Yep, don't want to play him a rated game. Alright, Sardai. Guys, we're going to host the tournament tomorrow night. I'll be late. to that, I'm trying to experiment with bishop g5 here, but I don't really know the theory. Yes. Yes. Rook h7. So this is a funky move. Queen e5 check, rook f7. Obviously recommended. It looks like something Simon Williams would play. I don't think that's the standard move. Black can play knight f6. I mean, that's more normal. You don't need to play rook h7, basically. Then it's not the most flexible option. Gonna play it like... I feel like I'm playing the London system. The Stone Man attack. 101. You're the teammate who did this with rook h7? Or just g5 in general? Or h6 isn't necessary. You know, you can just play like knight f6 or I guess like d5. Maybe d5 is possible. Stone Man, you mean like caveman? It doesn't translate in Malaysian, I guess. Whoa. Bob? The Bob? Like the Bob Sakamano is here? Wow. Bob, are you still in Denmark? Wow. Wondering what happened to you. They didn't let him leave Denmark. You're still there for a couple weeks. Wow. Did you get caught in any? No, they don't have floods. We already knew that. The floods did not extend to Denmark. I had a flood in my apartment yesterday. Excessive rainwater. Alright. I mean, maybe I should consider f3. Black's played rook h7. I can play f3. They're equally horrible. Damn, Bob. Guys, I'm just here for a short while. Probably another 30, 35 minutes. Off to tournament land tomorrow. Sorry about the Euros. Oh. He's talking to Arsenal. Yeah, everybody likes the English fans. Everyone was sorry for them. F3. I was very neutral, actually. I didn't really have a favorite. Alright, f3. I just decided this pawn on g2 is a problem. Like, how do I keep that protected? Now, I saw this article on BBC yesterday about how much everyone hates, whether it's fair or not, that people hate, like, English football fans and English tourists in general. Debate about it, whether they get a bad rap. I think it was on the BBC. I'm not sure. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was somewhere else. I mean, everyone hates American tourists, too. I mean, I hate American tourists. I'm completely... You know, you get those American tourists who are, like, talking really loudly. Hate that. But Italians are the worst talking loud, though. Yeah, Americans are obnoxious. English are obnoxious. Tourists are just obnoxious in general. Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of people get drunk. One of the debates was... Anyway, the article, one of the debates was that other drunk people seem to manage their drunkenness better. Like, the British seem worse about managing their drunkenness. But it's true, they're not the only ones. I thought the French guys who came here for the matches were very civilized, honestly. Maybe they're a little snotty, but speaking about caveman, then we start talking about the English football fans in the next sentence. I had like French football fans downstairs. They were totally chill. Can you review my question, please? Apathy. What's the point in Trompowsky White Castle? Well, I mean, you're talking about an opening with many different permutations. It's too general question. White generally castles in the Trompowsky, and I would say in the majority of cases they castle kingside. But that question really largely depends on what variation. There's so many different variations. You know, you've got an opening with a Trompowsky that basically begins on move 2. That's a kind of early stage in the game. There's all kinds of different possibilities there. Is G4 going to be a problem now? Because I'm suspecting it is. Nothing has been exchanged. We're trying to inhibit this. All the pieces are behind the chain of the pawns. Black's play is pretty unorthodox. Well, Rook H7 is unorthodox for sure. Fully approved by Simon Williams. Speaking of British cavemen, it's a theme today. I guess knight b5 feels like it doesn't work though. Where is black gonna castle? Black's gonna castle queenside. I'm gonna castle queenside. So this is the question. Yeah, this is Trompowsky-like variation. Bob hasn't played chess in months. But that's the discussion I had with one of my beginner students recently, Bob. When you haven't played for chess for that long, you lose your strength more quickly. It's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. You're gonna lose your strength. I could not play chess for 2 years and come back and pretty much be semi-normal. I told a story about a roommate of mine who I taught to play, and he got up to 1700 in the period of a year and a half. But when he stopped to play, he reverted back to 1200 extremely quickly. And that's exactly what happens. Too early castling. Absolutely. I was concerned about it myself. I don't know what's worse, being from Florida or New Jersey. I was always embarrassed to be from New Jersey. I didn't miss knight b5, I just didn't think it was that great. I would never miss knight b5. It's such a juicy move. Problem is I didn't have a clear follow-up. My bishop is in the way here of increasing my pressure on that. I was unimpressed by like bishop g3. So now we just have a big space advantage. Not without risk though. And I'm going to take this way. He's got b5. Breakout. Whoa. Dropped a piece. He did the... He's just melting. Melting! But I thought that black played a very reasonable game. Still on the board. Still danger. So let's see the opening quickly before we go on to the next game. I got time for another game or two. So you're going to see like rook h7 is very, very rare. Well, it's actually non-existent. Wow. I played bishop g7 when I played this with black in a Blitz game. But knight f6 is like most natural. Why not play knight f6? I mean, that's the thing. He did the acerbate rook. I forgot. Florida is hot and humid and pretty shitty culturally. You could say that again, Bob. But New Jersey is. You can actually use most of those. You can use most of those adjectives for New Jersey as well. The hot and humid. Not necessarily around the year though. Hot and humid only in the summer. The shitty culturally applies year round. All right. Anyway, rook h7 is really bad. There's a game. Now he plays knight f6. So he just basically played rook h7 for no reason. Yeah, that's bad. Can I get your thoughts on the modern? Again, very, very general question. I think the modern is a good hyper-modern opening that's flexible and good for playing against players who are weaker, who don't handle, space advantage well. Hypermodernism works better against weaker players. Strong masters know how to play against things like the modern, the Alyakin's defense. If you're a master, those type of openings work best when you really have to beat weaker players. I don't think like the modern is the greatest opening, against stronger players. Oh, maybe the rook h7 goes against e4. Yeah, maybe he Twitch Bushi. Maybe he misremembered something, because that e4 move was not the original variation for white when this variation was first starting to be played in the 80s. I mean, I'm pulling it out of my hat because I've known it for years. That's a good line for white, But then, in more recent years, yeah, the e4 became a thing. So maybe that's the case. Maybe he really remembers rook h7 as some kind of move when white plays e4. That's true. Basically, a really, really weird Lepez where white played b3 for no real reason. But how bad can it be? It's not that bad. I could play bishop g4, but I don't like it. Alright, now it's a different story. Now we can take and play bishop g4. Pressure on the d4 central square. Botvinnik pawn formation. You're really big on terminology, Prem. Most people don't care. Okay, I could just go back. This is like... It's almost a transposition to a main line. This b3 move does not help white's position. Knight d7. Bishop d4. Pawn d4. Queen d4. I mean knight d7, bishop d4, pawn d4. Virtual transposition. This is a book position with the pawn back on b2, and I guess, man, I don't know, b5 is an idea. It's weird. He just randomly played b3. If I play b5, I weaken my structure. What am I gonna do though? We're gonna have to. This is not a question. Wow. Point is, if knight c2, I have a5, just shutting his knight down. Thanks everybody for watching. Tomorrow night we're hosting a Blitz tournament, Grunfeld Exchange Variation Thematic. I'll send a message to the team about that. Yeah, very important, Arsenal fan, that you have a good working knowledge of what to do against a Rosslimo. Although I trust that g6 is probably the best. f4. Radically weakening his dark squares. It's like, is this an intentional sacrifice? Probably not. Look before you leap. So, yeah, I mean, b3 literally transposed to a b3. But now you have to change plans. I don't think rook e1 is the right move here. I was looking at this with someone recently. Because your plan is to play, like, actually your knights, yeah, this is, see, this is why you should probably, if you want to play b3, you should do, like, b3 right away instead. And not put your knight on f3. And then you can play for f4 in that type of structure. And now instead, he ends up with a hybrid, where his knight is kind of in the way. I mean, this would really like to play f4. So b3 doesn't really work that well here. You read an article yesterday on brain neuroplasticity and learning. It seems that even learned skill deteriorates after 2.5 months. I don't think my brain has any plasticity left. This account violated the lichess terms of service. Perfect. Alright. Next. Is Sean Elias Pinto a subscriber? They might be. I take the subscriber challenges first. Not sure if I'll even play. You're too tired for that after this weekend. Schieberspieler played in the Hungarian Rapid Championship. You abandoned the Grunfeld. We have a Grunfeld thematic on Tuesday. You're gonna miss it. The problem with the Grunfeld may be the fact that it's too theoretical. From my perspective, I abandoned it as well in its prime around 1991. It was being contested, you know, like the World Championship between Karpov and Kasparov, and they were playing lots of Grunfelds actually. So I basically gave up playing the Grunfeld when it was at the heat of its height. What's wrong with me? My brain plasticity is kind of sketchy, WJ Loof. I'm like mixing up words. Following the World Cup, I just see occasional things on my phone. I didn't follow it closely. Are there any Hungarians left? Erdos and Berkesh? What's up, Schieberspieler? Are those guys still in? I basically only care about the Hungarian players that I know. Those were the two last ones. Victor did really well last time. So he seems very well suited for this sort of format. And Berkish is a strong player in general, of course. But I haven't been following it closely at all. Erdos is really tough because he's hard to beat. He draws a lot of games. It's hard to put him away. He sort of fights and just draws and draws and draws and draws until you get like tired and lose. Bishop a6, interesting move. What about knight e5? There's a huge hole here. I don't know. My mom basically died of Alzheimer's disease, so I'm a little bit, you know, obviously worried that I could get it myself. there's no way to like test for it, you know, other than cognitive tests. You never really know if someone has Alzheimer's till they're dead. Knight takes e5. Well, that's a pleasant thought anyway. Pleasant thought for the day. Talking about brain plasticity. Uh-oh. We got a new wave of storm. Gonna have to close the windows. The next wave. It's still my opponent's move. Alright. I'm gonna build an arc. The rain is finally gonna stop. We'll see how my dimension, see, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't sleep last night. Well, I did, but just half. One night of not sleeping and I'm like mixing up my words. Is that normal? I'm saying dimension instead of dementia. What about the people who learn new languages at 40 or 50? I've never met any of those. Is that possible? I guess if they have young brains. I'm bad at languages to begin with, though, so I wouldn't really know. I couldn't really learn languages when I was not over 25. Let's see. Bishop d6. You speak the most efficient language in the world. A little motivation for us to adopt new ones. Alright. Damn, it sucks. The rain is back. There's been like thunderstorms and rain for like the last 3 days here. Eighty-year-old guy. I'm just happy to be alive at that stage. People are amazing. B3. Bishop E2. Alright, so what's the deal? 1 p.m. thunderstorms. Rain amount 0 inches. Yeah, right. I like how they updated after an inch of rain fell in my apartment. Oh, by the way, that was an inch. I can't take it anymore. I want to move back to America. I hate the hot here. It's driving me crazy. I just missed bishop takes e5 now. I do have bishop e5. Damn it. I have bishop e5, bishop e5, bishop f7, rook f7, rook d8, and I'm up. I missed it. So now we win a pawn, which is nowhere near as good. Now I'm just distracted. I didn't sleep well. Now I have to close the windows. The weather's driving me crazy here. It's like a... I just hate Budapest summer weather. It's horrible. It's too hot. I've never lived in really hot climate. I guess New Jersey wasn't that much better, but a little bit. Similar. Wasn't that much better. But Massachusetts was better. Of course, we did get the odd hurricane. I'd like to move back to the US, but it probably won't happen. It's just a fantasy. It's only a fantasy. Too expensive. I basically can't afford to live at home anymore. Queen takes. Give me pawn. I just can't stand Budapest in the summer. We used to live... I would live in the US in the summer and then come back here in the spring and fall. It's just brutally humid and hot here. Living in the last 2 years because of COVID here, it's been driving me crazy. Prem is like summer's the best. Not here. Budapest Beach. Yeah, there's one beach, I think. Maybe a different part of Hungary at Lake Balaton, where the weather's a little bit different. Wouldn't be bad. But Budapest is brutally hot. Nothing is cheap anywhere. Hungary used to be cheap. But we've got pretty high expenses too. It's still cheaper compared to the United States. Game over. Alright. People constantly ask me why did I move to Hungary. I play chess here. Arsenal fan. Last game. I came to play chess but stayed for the cheaper healthcare. No, I don't know. America the Great isn't so great. So e4, c5, less chance of getting like killed in a drive-by shooting. e4, c5, knight f3. Alright. This is the last game, guys. I take subscriber challenges first. there's a community here, and you just like show up in my challenge list and start accusing me of dodging your challenges with no respect for the existing community. Yes, I'm dodging your challenges. Gotta go. Last game. Which languages do I speak? English is the only one I really truly excel in. And I studied Spanish in high school, so I have very rusty Spanish that sucks. Although I did have potential in Spanish. My Russian, which I never learned well, college, is basically forgotten. And then the Hungarian, which is better than the other two. But I've never formally studied Hungarian. I just pick it up by living here. So my Hungarian is third grade level at best, and it's just not great. But I can communicate. But I don't have talent for languages, and I never did. I made the biggest mistake of my life in college, like not continuing with Spanish. I could have had like two good languages. I'm just such an idiot, you know. It was the dumbest idea ever to not continue studying Spanish, make my life more difficult by trying to learn Russian. It was ridiculous and idiotic. And then I almost had a hard time graduating because Russian was like the one class that I really hated and almost didn't pass my language requirement. It was the most idiotic thing I did. Why make life more difficult when you can learn something practical? It's like dumb on so many levels. I could have been like fluent in Spanish. Instead, I'm fluent in nothing except for English and like broken Hungarian. So I went to school at Boston University. We had a Russian language program there, which I randomly decided to do because I'm an idiot. Because that was practical. And that way the Russian chess players couldn't cheat against me. Collude while I was playing. I'm just kidding. That wasn't really the reason. I didn't have a good reason. Overly ambitious. Little did I know I would need to speak Hungarian. I wonder if they even had a Hungarian language program at BU. Probably not. It's unlikely. I don't think we even had. I don't think that was even a language. They had a lot of different languages, but Boston Language Institute probably teaches Hungarian. Yeah, I guess the chess connection was in the back of my mind. Mr. Arsenal fan trying to hurt me. Arsenal's playing e4. He plays e4 normally, but it's been a while since we played where I was black. Can't remember what he was playing back before. For some reason I don't remember you playing open Sicilians. Were you playing other stuff? E5. So Rook G1 seems weird now. Why would he play that? I mean, it's like a typical rouser sort of development here. Queen takes d8. What do I do? Bishop d8? Black's okay. It definitely didn't make sense for him to play Rook G1 and then change gears with E5. But probably his position is okay. Eric Schmitz. Welcome, guys. I gotta go. I'm not dodging anyone's challenges purposely, but I have to go to work and teach some chess to people. I will be hosting a tournament on Tuesday. Normally on Mondays and Wednesdays we take challenges from the subscribers first. Arsenal's not a subscriber, but he should be. He just wasn't lucky that he didn't get a gift sub. But we've played 279 games. This is game 280. This is game 280. That's a lot of time to play against somebody. Wow. A4? Bishop takes e6 or something? What about b4? Maybe b4. Then he's got knight a4. I guess I should play e5. Man, this is crazy that you can do this. A4, bishop e6. We have a strong attack. Bishop e6, pawn e6, queen e6. King h8. It sucks. It sucks that he's okay here. Man, I can't believe he escapes that. What looked like a terrible position. He could play queen e2 and retreat his queen back. Allow me to play a5 and have f5 just in time. Wow. And everything's okay. Now a4. A4 is nothing. It's like a Sveshnikov ending. Oh. That's it. That's the alarm. That's timeout. Damn, dude's relentless. He's gonna beat me again. He has 3. Were these games all played recently, or just 2 of them are recent? I can't beat him. Dude, what a comeback. The master Sozin player. He had messed up the opening, it looked like. Bishop g5, queen e5 seemed totally random. Now everything's okay. Sees everything too. I'm just lucky I can hold a draw here. The active word is if. I snuck in with a cheapo. Alright, we got lucky. So, you know, if he plays like rook g2, rook here, I guess white's still doing fine. Rook c2, rook g2, rook d2. You're still hold. You're still hold. Rook g3. It's a game. I was lucky. Apparently I was winning though after f5, but I could not find it. a4, I was freaking out. Wow. I have to find b4. How does this even work? So you just don't have a good square for your knight. Damn. But I would never know this is winning. I mean, knight b1. +4 for black. Okay, if you say so. Alright guys, I gotta go. Thanks for the games. We'll see everybody for a tournament Tuesday, tomorrow night at 6:30 CEST. I won't be here till later, most likely. I have a tournament game tomorrow. We'll see everybody later. I'll send you a link for the team tournament tomorrow night and some info about my own tournament. Bye everybody. Have a great day.